Hello, welcome to Sabo Say a Lot. Today we're going to grow melon and watermelon, honeydew melon and watermelon from a seed method I learned. Now, watermelon has been one of my favorite fruits to eat for so long. I remember it became my art just to spew out the seeds. Well, then the seeded watermelons basically came on the scene, and almost everybody wanted just seedless watermelon. Somehow, finding seeded watermelons became difficult. And I couldn't even find one last year at all. Maybe it was just the stores that I was going to. But this year in March, I ended up buying the first watermelon that came to the store that I normally go to, along with the honeydew. And so, to my surprise, there were seeds. You wouldn't believe how excited I got when I saw the seeds in the watermelon. Even though I looked at them and they were pale, they weren't really ripe enough to really grow a watermelon. But I began to think, if we don't have seeds in our fruit, how can we reproduce them after their own kind? So we do have to have seeds in order to reproduce the fruits that we like. Then I cut it in half again and I saw this dark watermelon seed. Man, then I knew it was my destiny to go ahead and grow a watermelon with this seed. I looked throughout the rest of the watermelon and there were no more seeds besides this one. So let me show you how I saved it to get it to root. So when I took that one watermelon seed out of the watermelon, I let it soak in water just to make sure that it would sink to the bottom to let me know that it was a viable seed. So I even tried some of the pale seeds, but none of those really were mature enough because they just floated on top of the water. So once I got the seed, I just kind of like put it in a paper towel, folded it up, and I just stuck it in a Ziploc bag, as so. And then I laid it on the table behind me that gets a lot of sunlight through this glass. And it's closed because the lighting just wouldn't work right. But 4 weeks later, as I opened up to check on it, it was already starting to get a leaf bud. And it had a root system. And I may have waited a little bit too long. In fact, I have now. I can see where it's kind of rotted at the top, or maybe it just needs to fall off. But what the heck? I waited too long. Well, we're going to plant it anyway. See, the little top part just kind of fell off. But who knows? It might still get some spouts or grow some leaves once it gets some sunlight. I'll hold down in the soil. I'm going to leave the seed on there and the root system. And I'm going to make a hole like that. I'm going to stick this straight down inside. And cover it up. And whether it gets some more leaves on it or not is going to be a journey that we'll have to see. Maybe I'll find another watermelon with a seed in it. But the same day, I also bought honeydew melon. Well, you know, of course, when you get honeydew melon, it's packed with seeds. And the thing about the honeydew melon, I left all these seeds in together, and look at the amount of roots and popping seeds that I have. So I'm going to take the ones that looks like it's almost got a leaf on it, or that do have leaves on it, and I'm going to go ahead and plant those. There's so many of them, I'm only going to do 3. Try not to damage them, getting them out of the paper towel. See, here's a close-up look where it's already starting to get a leaf. And look at the little root system. So I'm going to do the same process. Get something thick, maybe even a marker. Place a hole. Put it down as far as I can because I want the stem to be as deep in the soil as possible. But I don't want the leaf to be touching the dirt, the soil. And this is not a potting mix. What this actually is a seed starting mix. Well, it's kind of sticking up. Let's try another one. I'm determined to grow some melon. This is going to be my first time. And this one actually have a leaf that's starting to open. So again, place me another hole. I think this one's going to be standing up a lot better than the other two. Ooh, yes it is. And you can kind of see the little stem. Look how tangled up it is though. So if you decide to do this, kind of find a way to put less seeds maybe on the paper towel, use more than one, even if you put it in the same Ziploc bag, because this right here is just a hot mess. We're going to work with it. Here's another one. This leaf is actually opening up. So I have high hopes for that one. Go ahead and moisten the soil. I'll probably use something bigger just to moisten the soil. For these, this is not giving enough. And it's kind of like spraying the dirt around more than anything else. But just so that you know what I use, is a seed starting mix. This one's by Jiffy. And the difference with the seed starting mix, instead of soil, it has peat. The peat moss basically is for nutrient balance, and the coconut coir is for drainage, and the mercilionite is for moisture retention. So whenever you're first starting off with seeds or beginner plants like that, you'll want to use something like this to give them the best opportunity to grow. Once they get a couple of leaves on them, you can go ahead and transport them to another pot. So we'll see what happens on this journey of my melon growing. I may try to get another seed from another watermelon, or maybe just buy some and we can grow them directly from seed. But this is part one.